welcome to the Scrappy Doo fight review. Today we're going to start off with MVP versus Ian Garry. Honestly, I didn't enjoy this fight too much. I thought it was a pretty lackluster fight. I was an MVP fan and it was a shame watching him lose. But I wasn't really impressed with any of their performances. MVP got the better of Ian Garry in the striking department, I'd say. Especially in that second round, it was a pretty poor round for Ian Garry striking wise. But honestly, this fight really shows how poor MVP's grappling is. And to be fair, I don't think he beats much of the top 10 of the welterweight fighters. Or that grappling defense was just so poor. All he really needed to do was shake Ian Garry off, and it would have been good, but he didn't. It was pretty poor from MVP. But Ian Garry, I wasn't really that much impressed with him either. I thought his striking wasn't great, and honestly, I didn't see him really beating any of the top contenders in the welterweight division, the elite welterweight contenders. I don't see him beating Bilal Muhammad. I don't see him beating Rakhmonov, neither Leon Edwards or JDM really. After saying that, I might be being a little bit mean to Ian Garry and his striking. MVP is an elite striker, a really, really good striker. But I do think we give Ian Garry a top 10 fight next time, and I'm not too sure what to do with MVP next. I think just a money fight. He's not going to be fighting for any belts, MVP. I think just a money fight, and MVP's not got long left. But going on to the next fight, that one was fucking brutal. Bueno Silva versus Chiasson. This fight was really good, I thought. It was a really good striking battle until it obviously ended, but that was a vicious elbow. Her cut was so deep. You could see it. I wouldn't be surprised if you could see her skull. That was oozing blood. I think the stoppage was fair enough. Of course, Bueno Silva would want to carry on, but imagine if that had another elbow to it, that would be fucked. But it was a really good showing from both of them. Bueno Silva, she had a really bad last fight against Raquel Pennington, but I think she did to get some respect back in this fight. It was good till it ended, but it was a fair enough ending. Quite a short fight. Not much else to say about it. Next one was pretty bad though. Fell asleep during this one. Oh my god, it was awful. Anthony Smith versus Dolidze. This fight was just really nothingy. It was just such a nothingy fight. They sort of just they didn't even move really. They just stood in front of each other, jabbed a little, leg kicked a little, and then did nothing much more than that. I think there was a notable part of it round two. Dolidze pushed Anthony Smith over and just started ground and pounding him onto the cage, and he got a decent knee to the head in, but when Anthony Smith's knee was just coming off the floor, he did get a good knee in there. But apart from that, a pretty nothingy fight. Next fight was one to remember: Dan Ige versus Diego Lopez. I did just remember something that did happen. That Dolidze just started dancing in front of Anthony Smith. Dolidze just had no threat at all. Just started dancing in front of Anthony Smith. Our next fight, Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega. Actually, no, Diego Lopez versus Dan Ige, because Dan Ige is an absolute stud and took the fight on 4 hours' notice. Absolute respect for both of these men. And Diego Lopez, because Diego Lopez could have said he's gone up way Dan Ige fight, so he could have said no to Brian Ortega. He could have said no, but he said yeah, and obviously respects Dan Ige for taking the fight on 4 hours' notice. But first rounds was Diego Lopez's rounds. Some really nice combos. This guy's jiu-jitsu is so good. He took the back, and Dan Ige really didn't have an answer for it. Round two, quite similar to the first round, but I thought Dan Ige had some better. Dan Ige was a little better this round, but pretty similar. Nice combos from Diego Lopez. I think there was a bit where Dan Ige landed a head kick Diego Lopez just ate that and threw him to the floor. Diego Lopez, the way he takes shots is really, really good. He really showed that in this fight against Dan Ige. The third round though, respect to Dan Ige. I know he's in a fight camp, but it's still on 4 hours notice, and the guy didn't gas out, but Diego Lopez did. I think and that last bit as well, he was just ground and pounding Diego Lopez at the last bit. And he was really piecing Diego Lopez up this round. Really good showing from Dan Ige. Massive respect for him. But I think there's conversations on what these two men should fight next. Some people are saying that I think they want to fight get the rematch in the Sphere, but I think personally what I want is I think that would be an easy win for Diego Lopez. Not easy win, but I don't think anything will change. I think it'll be another Diego Lopez win. So I don't really think there's a point in having that fight in the Sphere at 306. But what I think they should do is I think Dan Ige versus Josh Emmett would be an interesting fight. I think they should fight next. And Diego Lopez, I've been thinking about this one. What if we do Diego Lopez versus Volk? How sick would that be? I know it's a big push up for Diego Lopez, but I think that would be a really good fight. Or maybe the rematch with Diego Lopez versus Mosvar, but really good fight from these two. And yeah, Dan Ige is a stud. Okay, next fight, the one you've all been waiting for. This one was a fucking banger. Honestly, Alex was just in control the whole fight. The last fight in the first rounds, the judges scored it to Yeri. I also scored it to Yeri. This time, Alex was just in control the whole time. He had a really nice jab this fight, and it's one of his best weapons, I think. The jab. Yeri really struggled with the jab and the calf kicks, as you'd expect with Alex Pereira. But Yuri honestly had no answer for it. I think we're never gonna see Yuri with the light heavyweight belt again. I think with Yuri he could move down to middleweight and do something there, because he is saying that he can cut down to middleweight. I was quite surprised by that because he did look pretty. I think he looks pretty big for middleweight, but if he can cut down there, I think he will give the middleweights a lot of problems. But Alex Pereira, the whole time just dominating Yuri. Then at the end of the fight, big signature left hook, his best weapon, the left hook, just sent Yuri on the canvas. If he really got saved by the bell there, Alex would be on top of him, smashing his head in like he did the last fight. But round two starts straight off the bat, switch kick. The toes went into Yuri's face on the ground, and he snapped his hair off the ground and pound. He was just ground and pounding him, and his hair, the little funny straight bit of the hair that Yuri has, snapped off with the ground and pound. Vicious stuff. Some people saying early stoppage. No, not early stoppage. Fuck it. Late stoppage. No, I don't say it's a late stoppage. Maybe he could have ended it a little early, but I don't think it's too bad of a stoppage. I think it was a good stoppage, but Alex is vicious. You cannot stand with this man. Ankalaev I want Ankalaev to lose. I want him to stand and bang with Alex, but he cannot afford to. For Ankalaev, he cannot stand and bang with this man. He is vicious. And then also after the fight, he was like popping his toes back in, because I guess he like broke them on Yuri's head, because that was a really hard kick onto his head. But yeah, Alex is a monster. Will he go for triple jump? I don't think it's the right time. Heavyweight's an absolute mess right now. I honestly don't see him going for triple jump in his career. Heavyweight is such a mess right now. It really needs to be sorted out. It can't have Alex in the mix, because honestly, it's just such a mess. But that was the UFC 303 recap, guys. Thank you for watching Scrappy Doo's first video. Hope to see you guys in more videos. Goodbye.
Scrappy! Happy hour! Da 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 da! Let me at him! Right?